guys, welcome to Booketlist. I'm Raji and today we are going to be seeing another big book haul video. We have 15 books to cover, so let's begin. Alright, so the first book that we're going to see in this video is also one of my favorite Julia Roberts movie. It's a beautiful adaptation and it is Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert, and in this story the main protagonist travels to 3 different countries alone. Yeah, it's a solo trip and she learns a lot about herself, and this book is all about self-love, which I adore, so I can't wait to read this. The second book is called Hunted by the Sky by Tanas Bhathena. So this book is a fantasy, a magical realism, which you guys know is my favorite genre ever, and it is set in medieval India, and the girls in medieval India who have this birthmark are disappearing. I know nothing else about the story, so let's read and find it out. I'm very intrigued. As you all know, I'm trying to read one book from every country in the world, and to add to that collection, next we have The Old Drift by Namwali Sarpel, and this book was voted by you guys. So I asked in my stories for you guys to suggest a book from Zambia, and this is the book that everyone said I should read, and I know nothing about it. So let's just see the synopsis. Alright, so on the banks of the Zambezi River, a few miles from the majestic Victoria Falls, there was once a colonial settlement called the Old Drift. Here begins the epic story of a small African nation told by a mysterious swarm-like chorus that calls itself man's great nemesis. The tale, a playful panorama of history, fairy tale, romance and science fiction. Interesting, and I'll read it and let you know. The next book that we are seeing today in this video is called The Bridge of Clay by Marcus Zusak. Now, I've read the book Thief by Marcus Zusak and I adore and I love his distinctive writing style, and his storytelling is very abrupt and very different from anything else I've ever read. So this follows a boy called Clay and his 5 brothers, and I just read a quote from this book and I knew I needed to pick it up. So it goes something like, you need to lose everything you have in order to become everything that you were supposed to be, and that really clicked with me and I love this author, so yeah, that's why I picked it up. The next book that we're going to see today is called The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams, and I know it's not a very popular book on the internet right now, but I picked it as soon as I read its beautiful synopsis, and let me read it to you. When Alicia discovers a crumbled reading list tucked into a tattered old library book, it sparks an extraordinary journey. For the list finds Alicia just when she needed it the most. The stories transporting her away from everything, one page at a time. And when her grandfather arrives at the library, desperate to connect with this beautiful bookworm granddaughter, Alicia introduces the grandfather to the magic of the reading list, an anxious teenager and a lonely grandfather, forming an unlikely book club of 2. How adorable is that? So I love books that talk about other books and a reader's love for words, and it's just, I mean, I had to pick it up, and not to mention the adorable cover design that it has. So I'll read and let you know so that you can also pick it up. And the next book we're seeing is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins, and I know nothing much about it except that it happens between 2 sisters and it is a murder mystery book. So I picked it up because it was recommended by Anchal from Libro Review, and she's mainly a non-fiction reader, but this book, as she says, is supposed to have made her into a fiction lover. So that is awesome, and I usually love all her recommendations, and even if I'm like going through a reading slump, watching her videos just makes my day. It encourages me to read, and just because she recommended it in her videos, I know I'm going to love this book. So let's read and I will let you know, alright? A totally random fact about me: I finished the Shadow and Bone trilogy 2 months back and I watched the Netflix show. Super big fan of it, of Grishowers and all that. So I had to pick these two duologies, which is Six of Crows and The Crooked Kingdom, both by Leigh Bardugo. And in the trilogy, I liked the first book, the second book was okay-ish, and the third book was wow. So I can't wait to finish this, especially because I want to discuss the plot with my bookish friends that I've made on Instagram. So everyone recommended it to me and they were like, I can't believe you haven't read these series. So that's why I picked it up. I'm already emotionally attached with many of the characters, especially Inej, and the Darkling is my current book boyfriend. Anyway, so oh my god, look at the sprayed edges and the smell. I can't wait to read this, guys. It's so pretty, so pretty. Another fun fact about me that nobody asked for is that I don't really read autobiography books because I'm not much into non-fiction anyway, but autobiography books seem very daunting to me because there are not many people that I want to know more about, you know. And I've read only one autobiography book, which is Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler, and I liked it. It was fine. But this next book that I'm going to show to you is my inspiration. I want to be like her. Like, she is so rich and so powerful, yet so kind and so humble. So the book I'm talking about is Becoming by Michelle Obama. You know her already, so I don't have to tell you about it. But in this book, she talks about her childhood and her struggle with poverty and women's right to education and how it actually was when she lived in the White House, and a little bit about Mr. Obama. And I'm just like waiting for the tea. I think I'm going to pick this up next after I finished with my current read. The next book that I'm going to show you is something very close to my heart because I finished reading it like 15 years ago. I've been in love with it ever since, and I think I'm never ever going to get over my love for this book. It's a classic, and yes, it is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Now, I've read this book so many times in my life, but when I saw this edition, I was like, I should just have it. You just look at it. I mean, I have nothing to say, but I don't want to cry. It's so pretty. It is so damn pretty. I'm going to read it again and again. So it's life and love are very precious when both are in full bloom. It makes sense. This edition is called the Bloomsbury edition, and it's about 4 sisters who stumble through life and find out who they are. So I can't stop smiling. Another author that I love as much as Louisa May Alcott is obviously Jane Austen. So I've read her Persuasion and Emma, and of course Pride and Prejudice. So I've already read this classic, but this book is delicious. And it includes all the recipes that she cooks in the book. So oh my god, look at this. Special editions are my weakness, you guys. So I will be linking the links to buy all the books in the description below if you really want to have them. But oh yeah, and Mr. Darcy in this book has my heart and I never want to get it back. So It's been a long time since I read Pride and Prejudice, so I'm very excited to pick this up. The next pretty book that we're going to see now is called Where the Rhythm Takes You by Sarah Das, and this book is like taking place on a very beautiful tropical island called Tobago, and I really needed it to add on to my one book from every country in the world collection. And it has a very strong female voice which I love, and it's the story of love, heartbreak, and finding your own self. It's a contemporary YA novel, so that's why I picked it up. And the whole vibe of this book is very like summery, and oh my god, look at the hardback as well. Such a happy looking book, and it's a very happy story as well, so I can't wait to read this. Another random fun fact about me is that I love reading big fat books when I'm in like the zone of reading. So I very recently finished A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth, and I was just looking for my next big book to buy, and that's when my father was very willing to gift me a book, and I asked him for War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. Now this book has been on my TBR for such a very long time. I've been wanting to buy this particular edition so badly, but it was very costly, so I was just putting it off. So thanks Dad for getting me this book. And I've read Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, and I loved it. It's Leo Tolstoy's writing style is because it's very classic, is very difficult to get into, but once you get the hang of how to read a Leo Tolstoy book, your mind will just be blown. Like, there are so many sections, so psychological, and like has so many different perspectives to one single story that you will just feel more intellectual and deep as a person. So if you are into like big books, just try Leo Tolstoy. I definitely do recommend Anna Karenina, but this book I will read and let you know. So this book is supposed to happen in Russia, and it focuses on Napoleon's invasion on Russia, and it I think happens in 1812. So it happens in 1812. So I will read and let you know. I think it's going to take a while, but I know I won't regret it. I already know I will love this book. Just look at the edition, guys. It's my favorite color as well. So that was the last book in this haul. I am feeling extremely happy and extremely grateful for having so many books to read. I think I'm all set for like the next 2 years or so. I don't really have to buy any books. So I just finished unboxing 20 new books in my previous video. I'll link that video in the description as well. You can go watch it if you haven't. But I feel extremely grateful to read these many books, and I really hope to share my love for books with you guys as well, and I hope you read. If not, I hope you see my many reviews that will be coming up on this channel, and I really hope you enjoy. So that's it for today's video. I'm going to go have fun, rearranging my bookshelf, because these babies need new homes, right? So I'll be doing that. So if you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that you can get notified every time I post a new video. So there will be a lot of review videos coming up on this channel in the next weeks. So stay tuned, and I will see you soon. Bye.